Hi everyone, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks, and Wargaming are bringing back Mirny for Halloween this weekend. There's going to be a 2-week event starting on October the 28th, which will be this Thursday, and it's going to last until November the 11th, and it will be your opportunity to be able to get your hands on some pretty darn good rewards, like hundreds of thousands of credits, some funky styles for the IS-7, the Leopard 1, and also, for a first time, the Manticore, and even the opportunity to unlock the captured King Tiger, which was previously a Twitch Prime or Prime Gaming exclusive, although they did sell it in the shop after that kind of rental went away. So what is the overall gist of Mirny? Well, if you've watched my video on it last year, or alternatively you played that game mode, you team up as a group of 5 to be able to take on a series of bots, and then eventually even the possibility of taking on the Immortal, which last year was a super tank that chased you around the battlefield with practically no hope. Well, you had no hope against it. This year, you're actually going to be able to take it on, which is pretty exciting. So how exactly will you play Mirny? Well, there will be an option come Thursday, which you can click at the top to be able to go through to the Mirny sign up, and then you're going to have to choose your difficulty. There's low difficulty, medium difficulty, and high difficulty. I believe at the beginning, medium and high difficulty will be unlocked until you complete the corresponding lower setting. And at first, you're not going to get to fight the Immortal, but on high difficulty, you will be able to. Depending on the difficulty that you choose, there will be a series of phases that you have to be able to get through. There's going to be more on that in a video that will either be released on Thursday or Friday on this channel to give you tips and tricks about how to play as well in it with your allies as possible. But the gist of it is that you will find camps of bot-controlled enemy tanks. You have to go there, destroy them, collect the Miriam that they drop, and then you need to take the Miriam to the Magnus, which will allow you to transition into Phase 2, Phase 3, and Phase 4, where you'll get to fight the Immortal depending on what difficulty you've chosen. Now, why would you choose to play the higher difficulties if not just for the challenge? Well, firstly, you're going to get yourself a lot more credits. In fact, we can see that it goes up from 30,000 from completing the low difficulty to 80,000 credits, and even 100,000 credits if you're completing the high difficulty. Now, personal reserves and World of Tanks Premium and everything like that is not taken into account for that credit income, but this will be a real good opportunity for free-to-play players to make more credits than they would be able to if they don't have a premium account running at the moment. Another reason to want to play the higher difficulty settings is there's a big table here showing you exactly how many keys that you get. Now, firstly, I'd like to clarify that depending on how well you play in your team of 5, you will get more keys than the rest of your team. I don't really like this feature. I understand that Wargaming want to encourage people to play well, but I also really don't like the idea that you're in competition with your allies in a PvE game mode. Nevertheless, if you're only playing on low difficulty, the most keys you're going to be able to get is 3, and that is only for the top player if you manage to complete Phase 3. Whereas on medium difficulty, the top player will be able to get up to 4 keys, and on the high difficulty, the top player will be able to get up to 5 keys. So what exactly do you do with these keys? Well, there are a series of 8 decryption reels that you must unlock to be able to get towards the final reward. So firstly, you need to complete Phase 2 on low difficulty and use 10 keys to be able to gain 50,000 credits, some combat reserves, and some decals. With the second level giving you a unique crew member that comes with Brothers in Arms trained to 100%, and it is a 0 skill perk, so that's a very sought after crew member, as well as also unlocking a new vehicle to be able to play. More on that later on. For the third reward, you get yourself a personal training manual. That's 850,000 experience on a single crew member, 250,000 credits and some crew training. Then you get yourself to unlock another vehicle, another crew member, and 5 hours of 50% extra credits. Moving on, 3 days of premium, with the 6th unlock gaining you an additional crew member. The 7th one giving you a universal training manual. That's 250,000 experience for the entire crew. That will cost you 2 million credits and another 5 hours of credit boosting, with the final stage giving you a cool 500,000 credits, another unique crew member with 0 skill, and if you manage to decrypt all of the stages, then you will get yourself the Tier 7 Premium American Heavy Tank, the King Tiger, for free. And I guess we found out why it is the King Tiger captured, right? has nothing to do with it being inside the American tech tree, and it was obviously always to be with the fact that it was captured by the Immortal to give to us for this event. One thing that I should mention is that you can either spend 130 keys to unlock the final stage, or you can spend 30, but that's only if you're able to complete phase 4 on high difficulty, meaning that you manage to take on the Immortal. And I can imagine for quite a lot of players, that could be quite tricky. And so you're going to want to try and get into groups with other players, try and work together, try and coordinate to be able to take on that Immortal. As I can imagine, at least early on in the event, it could be quite tricky to be able to do so. And finding platoons is definitely going to be advantageous, because if you're able to consistently get into the latter phases, irrelevant of where you finish, you're still going to get yourself a good amount of keys. So if you want to decrypt all 8 stages and get yourself the King Tiger captured for free, as well as also millions of credits, then you're going to need 170 keys, and that's considering that you've managed to complete phase 4 on high difficulty. Now, to be able to get 170 keys, if you're only finishing bottom in all of your games, you're going to have to play 85 games of Mirny, and I can tell you that the games usually last about 15 to 20 minutes, meaning that, 85 games times by about 20 minutes divided by 60, woo, it's 28 hours of gameplay. However, luckily, Wargaming are suggesting that you can manage to get extra keys for completing daily event missions in special vehicles. Now, the special vehicles in question are the 6 vehicles that you can use inside the Mirny event. Everybody, it looks like, starts off with the AMX 1390, which is called the Hornet, the Centurion 7.1, which is called the Cerberus, and the IS-32, which is called the Double. If you want to unlock the other vehicles, you can get yourself the Progetto 66 for completing the 2nd unlock, the T-54 for completing the 4th, and I guess you can unlock yourself the Grenadier, aka the T-49, for completing the 6th. Now, why this is important is I guess you can complete daily missions to be able to get bonus keys to try and take that 20 hours of grinding a PvE game mode as low as it can be. And of course, in cheeky wargaming fashion, there is the opportunity to be able to purchase the additional vehicles immediately by picking up special bundles or using gold in the game store. Now, one of the things that I hated about last year is that you'll remember that your crew members had a cooldown from their exposure, I guess, to the radioactive Mirny site. So far, I haven't managed to find any kind of mention of that. So unless it's hidden somewhere that I haven't been able to find yet, massive thumbs up to Wargaming for taking away that kind of real awkward browser-based pay to unlock or time-gated pressure. Sure, I think you're still going to have to play a lot of Mirny if you want to be able to get the rewards, but the rewards are pretty good. And finally, if you're wanting to get your hands on the new styles for the Manticore, the Leopard, which I believe is already in the game, and you might have had it in the previous Halloween events, or alternatively for the IS-7, I've never personally seen this one, or the Manticore, they're 4,500 gold each. Not cheap, but at least you can buy it for gold and you don't have to spend your real currency on them. And so all in all, Mirny is definitely an improvement on last year, at least from what I can see. The idea of getting to fight the Immortal, the idea that they've got rid of the awful cooldowns for the crews, with the rewards being way, way better. This is actually looking like an event that you'll make some credits for playing, have the possibility of getting the Capture King Tiger, and if you already have one, then you're going to get compensation, which will amount to 2.68 million credits, and hopefully be able to kick back, blow off some steam, and have some fun with friends. So my big tips for you if you're wanting to be able to get the King Tiger and you don't want to have to purchase things inside the premium store is start playing from this Thursday. Play a little bit every day in all of the different vehicles inside the Mirny game mode to be able to unlock those bonus keys for your daily missions, and try and play as early as you can so you can manage to get through stages 2, 4, and 6 so you can unlock an additional tank that you can use to be able to complete more of the daily missions. And finally, if you want to get yourself 15 keys, then swing by my stream this Thursday. I'll give you my tips and tricks for the game mode. I'll probably try and end up playing a few games with the community to try and help them out and try and get through the most difficult setting. And if you keep watching beyond that, you can even get yourself a day of premium. And a final passing mention is that Wargaming have announced that there will be a new Prime Gaming bundle from October the 28th, where you can get an additional 10 keys as well. So there you have it. That is my overview and guide to getting the most from the Mirny event. Stay tuned to the channel for this Thursday, as I'll be releasing a guide for tips and tricks for what are the best anomalies that you should try and collect throughout to be able to pump up your vehicles, specifically what consumables are best and for what tanks, and also how to take on all of the different enemies so you can get the most keys possible in the shortest amount of time. Anyway, that's it for today, ladies and gents. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If it was useful, give it a thumbs up. And if you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And let me know in the comments if you are looking forward to the Mirny game mode and if you think that this year is better than last year. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.